Inequalities of our society can be divided into three main categories: social, political, and environmental. As a result of these inconveniences and injustices, citizens with poverty and debt are most likely affected or often paired with this category.
So growing up, I was lucky not to have experienced environmental racism. I experienced other forms of racism, but not environmental racism in particular. My dad and my mom decided to move my brother and I to a pretty affluent area of Dallas to make sure that we had access to good education and good recreational opportunities. So they took a lot of time to think about where we physically lived, so that we didn't have to experience those things. That was because of my dad's history of experiencing environmental racism, because he grew up just outside of Chicago. So I never experienced it, but I heard about his experiences through him, and then also saw a lot of my family experience those conditions, unfortunately.
If you've heard of the environmental justice movement started in the 1970s, then you've probably also heard the term environmental racism. Environmental racism is a form of bias and is largely caused by poor communities living in areas where hazardous waste disposal facilities, landfills, and incinerators are disproportionately located.
In a largely poor and black region of rural Alabama, many are living without adequate septic systems. It's creating a dangerous wastewater crisis that residents and activists describe as environmental racism. NBC News Washington correspondent Yamiche Alcindor joins us now with more. Yamiche, good morning.
Good morning. In Lowndes County, Alabama, residents are struggling with failing sewage systems and ghastly pools of waste across their neighborhoods. It's made life there incredibly challenging and led the Justice Department to open an investigation.
Just as racism is a major inequity, educational inequalities like the school voucher system has been gaining wide attention over the last few years.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Allen here with Bob Ray Sanders. Thanks for joining us for Taking Sides. Bob Ray, school started this week, so it's probably a good time to talk about school, particularly public schools, charter schools, and voucher programs. Lieutenant Governor David Dewhurst has asked the Senate Education Committee to look at the possibility of creating a voucher program here in Texas, or expanding a voucher program. What are your thoughts about that?
My thoughts are about that. It's the same way they are about anything else that takes away money from traditional public schools. The vouchers are a way to try to get money into private schools and particularly parochial schools, which I don't think is the best way to spend state money. In fact, I don't think you ought to be spending state money at all on parochial schools. I just don't think that's appropriate. I think we need to be concentrating on making sure that our public schools are stronger and that they are supported.
A student voucher is when a private academy provides financial assistance to their lower income families. But the problem is with the student vouchers is that the financial aid they provide does not cover the full tuition fee.
The schools have, in general, not been improving. It is interesting to note that while for education like elementary school, middle school, and high school, you have to go to the school within your local area without any choices. Whereas if you go to college, that essentially is the voucher system, and you can go wherever you want. I'm wondering why we wouldn't do it the other way around, really. Secondly, it's kind of a misnomer that only the rich would be able to get these vouchers, when in fact it's only the rich that has the vouchers right now and always has.
I believe that we can do a combination of helping the environment and reducing the cost of transportation for lower income and also people that are on the average middle class, using ride shares and bettering the community transportation.
There is a direct connection between all of these imbalances and us. What can we do to correct them? And when will we see actual change?